Hey everybody, so this is my prediction video for the round of 16 games at the European Championship, which don't get started off kicking again until this Saturday, I believe, when Switzerland kicks off against Poland. But I'm impatient and I want to make some predictions on who I think, which 8 teams are going to advance and get to the quarterfinals. So he's going to jump right into it. Again, like I said yesterday, the upper side of the bracket is extremely light and devoid of most of the big name nations in this tournament, whereas the right side of it are just overloaded with a murderer's row type of big boy teams that have won championships in the past, both Euros and World Cups. So this provides a great opportunity for the 8 nations on the easier side of the draw to get to the final, because now one of them has to get there. So jumping right in, Switzerland against Poland. Before this tournament started, I would have said Switzerland were a better team because I thought that Poland had an over-reliance on Arkadiusz Milik and Robert Lewandowski to create their chances moving forward. But this tournament, Poland has been very impressive. And honestly, they should have beaten Germany in the group stage. That match ended in a 0-0 draw, but Poland created the better chances to score. They really should have won their group. Switzerland, it all depends on which Switzerland side shows up. If it's the Switzerland team that showed up against Albania, where they almost gave up a necessary 3 points in the first round, they're going to lose this match. If it's the Switzerland that fought France to a 0-0 draw and really should have gotten a penalty in the end of the game that might have seen them won the match, I could see Switzerland eking out a 1-0 win here. But I think the fact that Robert Lewandowski has been sort of silent so far this tournament means that he's due to have a big performance at any moment. And I think that this match is essentially a toss-up. If both teams bring their A games, because there's not much difference in quality between the Swiss and the Poles. But as far as who I think is going to get through, I could see this going to extra time. Maybe not necessarily penalties, but I can see this going to 120 minutes. And if that's the case, I'm going to have to give the edge to Poland. So it's going to be a tight affair, because don't knock off the Swiss. Don't knock off the Swiss. They're a second-tier team in Europe, just like the Poles are. They're a second-tier team. But I'm just going to have to give the edge to Poland. I think they just have the dynamic, more of a dynamic ability to provide breakthroughs in tight situations, deep into the what's the right word to use? Deep into the match when it's like in the late 90th minute or an extra time. I feel like coming off the bench, Poland has more options to really create more of a menace going forward. So I'm going to give this, I'm going to say Poland will win. Poland will advance to the quarterfinals. Next, Croatia and Portugal. I'm just going to come out and say it right here. I personally believe the winner of this match should, not necessarily will, but should win this side of the bracket and get to the final. Not Belgium, and I'll explain why later. Croatia-Portugal is a match that I had as one of my semifinals, but because Portugal fucked up so royally in their group, they resigned themselves to third place. So they meet Croatia this early on. This is a Croatian team that's really flying high, that's confident after topping their group and toppling the reigning European champions, Spain. They did it without Luka Modric and without Mario Mandzukic. And this is a Portuguese team that has not found their form in this tournament. But the thing is, guys, Cristiano Ronaldo seems to have finally found his goal-scoring mojo in the last group game against Hungary. And Portugal just has the look of a team that, even though they've been underwhelming this tournament, they just have the look of a side who, at any moment, they can finally find their form and go on a deep run. Like, they're just a team that just hasn't found their spark yet. And if they do, I could totally see them beating Croatia, totally see them beating Belgium, going to the final. Um, so this match is really difficult to call because I think it's a shame they're meeting this early. Um, but really, the winner of this match should get to the final. But I can't call this. I really can't call this. If Portugal snaps into form and Ronaldo's able to get on the score sheet and they play really good, tactically disciplined defense, because I don't think conceding 3 goals against Hungary is reflective of this Portuguese team's defense. The reason why there was such a high-scoring game is because in the second half of Hungary versus Portugal, both teams abandoned any sense of defending. They all just pushed forward. It was very, very wide open because both teams were going for the win, and they just didn't care. But both of Portugal, 2 out of the 3 Hungarian goals were scored off of deflections that tricked the Portuguese goalkeeper Patricio. So, you know, I don't know. I just have a feeling. I have a feeling Portugal could steal this one and get to the quarterfinals. But maybe Croatia at this point is just a team on a whole nother mission. And if this is the Croatian side that has been promised for years, ever since the legacy of the 1998 World Cup, where they finished in 3rd place, maybe this is finally their year. Maybe this is finally their year to reach a semifinal, reach a final. Maybe not necessarily go all the way, but this is a Croatian side whose midfield is arguably the best in the entire continent of Europe, and who really has had very underwhelming, underachieving tournament performances for the last 15 years. So I'm gonna say Croatia. I'm gonna say Croatia will advance and get to the quarterfinals. But again, if Portugal could very well come through this game, finally find their groove, and make a deep run. But for now, I'm gonna say Croatia. The next match we have Wales versus Northern Ireland, the Battle of Britain. So one of the 2 smallest UK countries are gonna get to the quarterfinals. That's an amazing fact because I don't think anybody had this as one of their quarterfinals. Uh, round of 16 matchups prior to the tournament beginning. Um, I'm gonna say Wales. Wales should win this match. I think overall they're a better team. I was very impressed with their form in Group B, where they topped the group. But don't sleep on Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland caused a lot of problems for Poland and Germany in their group. They're very stubborn to break down. And they're not going to have to play a very defensive style against Wales because Wales is not Poland. Wales is not Germany. They're not vastly superior to the Northern Irish. Not Northern Irish. They're better, but it's going to be a much more open game, I think. We're going to see goals. I think both sides will score. And because both sides will score, Northern Ireland won't play a closed, bunkered down style of play. I think it's going to come down to whichever team has the superior attack going forward. I think that's Wales. They're more than Gareth Bale. They have Robson Canoe, Ramsey, Hennessy in goal. He's a very good goalkeeper. So I'm going to say Wales will win this game and get to the quarterfinals. I think it'll be 2-1. I think Northern Ireland might even take it to extra time, but I think Wales should probably win this in 90 minutes. So Wales will get to the quarterfinals. Hungary versus Belgium. Uh, This is not going to be an easy game for Belgium. Hell, Belgium has not had an easy game yet in this tournament, maybe with the exception of the Republic of Ireland game where they won 3-0, but even in that instance, they didn't score anything until the second half. Um, Hungary has been the surprise of this tournament. They topped their group with 7 points, where I initially thought they were one of the worst teams heading into this tournament. Um, they showed some really sound tactical discipline, and they have a decent goalkeeper. Um, and the overall team spirit in the group now, after having topped Group F and advancing when nobody expected them to, um, this could see them cause Belgium a lot of problems. And Belgium has a lot of individual talent. I've always said this, but they don't have the right coach. Mark Wilmots sucks as a manager. He's horrible. Um, and they have not gelled as a unit. And no offense to any Belgian subscribers I have, but I think Belgium as a team are overrated. They were ranked number 1 in the world for the last 5 months. Now they're number 2 in the world behind Argentina, according to the FIFA rankings, and it's complete bullshit. I'm sorry, it's bullshit. Um, this is a team that is absolutely loaded with talent, but they just don't they haven't been able to click together, and they haven't been able to play to their full potential, to how good they can actually be. And I just think that they're very lucky to have landed on this side of the draw, because they have a path to the final now. Oh, fly on my shoulder. But if they had landed on the other side of the draw with Spain, Germany, France, England, I hate to say it, but I think they would be spanked. I think they would be spanked. Um, they should beat Hungary. They should beat Hungary. I think they will beat Hungary. Um, but Hungary is going to drag this game out, waste a lot of time, play really stubborn defense. It's going to be the exact opposite of Hungary's game against Portugal. We're not going to see many goals here. We're going to see maybe Belgium eke this out after breaking down a stubborn Hungarian side, maybe like 1-0 or 2-0. It might even go to extra time because Hungary would try to hold them back. But I'm going to give Belgium the benefit of the doubt to get through this game. It's not going to be as easy as people think. So that's my predictions for the first 4 round of 16 matches. I think the winners are going to be Poland, Croatia, Wales, and Belgium. Stay tuned for part 2. And yeah, until then, I'll see you later today, guys. Peace.